Constitution. Introduction to Federalism. Alright, federalism. Touched on it previously, but this is a huge idea, very important for this class, for your test. Federalism is the division of powers between national, state, and local levels. National and federal are the same thing, so those two words can be used interchangeably, alright? So I don't want you to be confused by that. So again, we're talking about the national government getting some powers, the state government getting some powers, and we don't really concern ourselves too much with the local government. They have some leftover powers as well. In the bottom left-hand corner, you can see basically a Venn diagram that shows you some of the powers that each national and state has, as well as a few powers that are overlapped that they both share. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well. There's some good and some bad about federalism. Some advantages. Federalism offers more opportunities for political participation. So you don't just have the president that you can vote for or your representative. You can also vote for the governor. You can vote for the mayor. You can vote for people on the school board. So down to city, state, county, local, national, lots of opportunities to participate politically. It also offers more opportunities for citizens to control their local policies. Again, you have city commissions, offices, you have school boards, you have mayors, you have all of these different things, so we can control our local areas as well. So Pembroke Pines doesn't have to be run the exact same way that Los Angeles, California is run. And lastly, states can be what's sometimes referred to as laboratories of policy, which is the basic idea that they can experiment and we can see whether a policy is working at the state level or not. If the policy is working at the state level, then we can go ahead and try it at the national level. If it's not, then we know it didn't work and we don't waste our time doing it nationally. Some criticisms or disadvantages potentially of federalism is that it makes it tougher for the federal government to get things done because states can try to block those actions, or the states might have power over some areas that the national would like to be able to do things. And at times it may perpetuate discrimination. The main way to think about this would be civil rights movement. These days probably gay marriage is the big one, where it's up to individual states. So opponents or critics of federalism would say that it's allowing discrimination to continue at a state level. Now we have a couple of different types of power or of government. We can have a unitary form of government. We can also have confederacies, and this is basically talking about where the power is being held. In a unitary form of government, all power is held by the national government. We do not have a unitary government. We have a federalist or a federalism form, okay? So, unitary, all the powers from the national, and they let states and local do little things if they want to, but they don't have to. We have the opposite, confederacy. This is where the states have all the power and the national government is weak and only gets to do what the states allow it. Again, we have that under the Articles of Confederation. We know that the South, when they seceded, they created a confederacy. The United States doesn't have either one of these two, confederacy or unitary. We have a federalist system, which is kind of the balance. It's like the in-between these two ideas. And we have where power can be either centralized or decentralized. This is kind of just what we talked about a moment ago. Power centralized, it means that it's all held in one place. So one person, one office, one group, they have all of the power. We do not have centralized power in the United States of America. We have a very decentralized government. Power is distributed and held in many places. So the president, he has some power. The Supreme Court, they have some power. Congress has some power. Governors have power. Mayors have power. We have all these different positions and they all have some power. So power is very decentralized, where not one person is able to control or run the government. So we have very decentralized power. That is what the United States has.